The air was thick, filled with an eerie silence. I stood in a darkened room, barely lit by the faint moonlight filtering through a high window. In front of me, a bronze bowl glowed faintly, filled with a dark liquid that reflected a red glow, as intense as blood. A hooded figure stood, his face hidden in shadows. He murmured words in a language I couldn't understand, ancient sounds that made my skin crawl. In his hands, a medallion glowed with an unearthly intensity, a light so powerful it seemed to absorb the air around it.
Messalina, time is unforgiving, but something worse than oblivion awaits you.
Suddenly, the medallion burst into light and a piercing scream broke the silence. It was my voice, but it wasn't me screaming. My heart stopped. The hooded figure slowly turned its face towards me, and in that instant, everything faded away. Dear time travelers and lovers of eternal stories, I am Messalina, and I have a little secret for you. The gods reward those who support their favorite storytellers. If this corner of myths, legends, and mysteries has sparked your curiosity, I invite you to follow my channel and activate the bell so you don't miss a single trip through time. And if you want this legacy to grow and continue exploring together the greatness of Rome and beyond, you can leave your offering on PayPal or Patreon. The links are in the description, because even the gods know that any help allows for the forging of eternal works. I promise you that if you do, the gods will bring you peace, prosperity, and perhaps a little touch of fate. Your gestures do not go unnoticed, and my gratitude will be as infinite as time itself. I woke up gasping, my body drenched in cold sweat. The darkness in my room felt less dense, but the weight of sleep still weighed on my chest. I touched the medallion hanging around my neck, feeling its metallic coldness against my skin. The imperial villa was full of life. The sound of laughter and New Year's songs surrounded the walls decorated with laurel wreaths and gold ribbons. Torches illuminated every corner, making everything seem warm, festive. But to me, none of this made sense. I am Valeria, trapped in Messalina's body. I woke up here weeks ago, in this strange and dangerous time. With each passing day, I feel the line between who I am and who I should be becoming more blurred. New year, a time to look to the future, to leave the past behind. But how can I leave something behind when I don't even know where my story begins? I stood in the shadow of a column, watching the guests party. Something in the air told me that tonight would be different. I could feel the shadows getting longer, the laughter getting faker, and an almost imperceptible tension hidden behind every glance. Something was going to change. I could feel it. The main room was packed with nobles, senators, and important figures of Rome. An endless table was laden with delicacies, exotic fruits, sweet breads, goblets of wine as red as blood. I sat in the center, surrounded by faces I didn't recognize but who kept staring at me. One of the senators stood up. His smile was wide, too sharp to be genuine. He raised his glass and said in a clear voice,
"By Messalina, the star of Rome, may this year bring even more power and glory to your name."
His voice sounded like a dagger wrapped in velvet. I felt their gazes fixed on me, expectant, as if waiting for something. Raising my glass, I gave them a measured smile, even though inside my mind was working frantically. "What do you know? What do you want?" Every word, every gesture at this table was a move on a board I didn't understand. And I didn't know the rules yet. As dinner progressed, a slave girl crept up to my place. She placed a small scroll of parchment beside my plate and left without a word. My heart skipped a beat. I carefully opened it, making sure no one saw me. The Latin words were brief but clear enough to chill my blood. "Meet me in the atrium at the break of day. The fate of Rome depends on it." I looked back at the table, trying to identify the author of the message. But the guests continued to toast and laugh, as if nothing had happened. My pulse quickened. A warning? A threat? Or worse, a trap? I couldn't ignore it. Something inside me, perhaps the medallion I was wearing, told me I had to go. When the water clock struck midnight, I slipped out of the main hall into the atrium. The cold January air enveloped me, making my skin crawl. The shadows of the columns seemed to move with a life of their own in the dim torchlight. There, in the shadows, a hooded figure was waiting for me. The man's deep, calm voice broke the silence.
I knew you would come, Messalina.
I stopped a few steps away from him, trying to maintain my composure. Who are you? What do you want from me? The figure moved forward slowly, the light revealing a scarred face and dark eyes that seemed to read my soul. In his hands gleamed the medallion of time, identical to mine.
The medallion chose you, but it is not a gift. It is a burden. And tonight, you must decide if you are willing to pay the price.
His voice echoed in my head like thunder. The price? What price? Before I could speak, the medallion in his hands began to glow. Its light pulsed, synchronized with my heartbeat. Suddenly, a vision came over me, Roman flames, and human shadows roaming the streets, and in the midst of the chaos, my face, but it's not me. It's Messalina. She's laughing. I screamed, snapping back to reality. The man looked at me seriously.
The future is not written, Messalina. But if you do not make a decision tonight, fate will make it for you.
The guard's footsteps interrupted us. The figure disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind only the echo of his words and the weight of the medallion on my chest. I returned to the party, trying to pretend normality, but something inside me had changed. Every laugh, every raised glass seemed a cruel reminder of what I had seen. The new year was supposed to be a time of hope, but for me it only brought more questions. Something dark is coming, and this time I don't know if I can stop it. I looked at my reflection in a wine glass, and for a moment, I thought I saw another face looking back at me. The light in the locket flickered softly, as if it had a life of its own. Rome doesn't know what awaits it yet. And neither do I.